that was a pathetic performance by Manchester United. Man United have played 2 games in the Premier League, 1 loss, 1 draw, and then it's the same kind of roller coaster, dry ride where we play 1 win, and then we drop to we drop down, kind of like up down kind of way of playing and stuff, and it's pretty frustrating and pretty it holds us back, if I must say, in some way. We played Fulham and we're pegged back by Fulham in the second half. It ended up in a 1-1 draw. Fulham has always been a very difficult game. Basically, it has always been a very difficult game. Man United always find it difficult to play against Fulham most times, and all of that. The first half, we showed strength, we showed grit, we tried to control the game and everything. But Man United were pegged back basically, and it showed that we're lacking something. Something is still missing, right? We were defeated in game 1. United exited this clash with Arsenal, boasting, in game 1, basically, boasting a healthy dose of optimism and momentum, and basically we believe that, okay, seeing as the way we performed on Sunday last week, this Sunday is going to be different, but with some additions like Matheus Cunha, Bryan Mbeumo, and even players like Benjamin Sesko, added into the squad. Basically, Man United still couldn't do anything or take control of the game, and Fulham kind of became the better team in the second half. Also a first half penalty miss is another thing to be worried about, basically. So let's first start with the starting lineup for that game, and then we could take it from there. So for the starting lineup for that game, Man United started with the same lineup as the game against Arsenal, which I pretty much expected, considering maybe if we could go with the predicted lineup, and I was like, okay, maybe a little change, to try to instill some control in the midfield, especially with the ball and all of that. Bryan was started in net, same back 4, Bryan, Matheus Cunha, and then Luke Shaw as well. And then Leny Yoro, basically. And Bryan had a very good performance, just like the first game, had a good performance, albeit the mistakes blamed on him, for the loss. But yeah, Bryan had a very good performance today. The only person who created a big chance in the first half, as the stats was, and there was that one-on-one chance between Matheus Cunha and Leny. But obviously, Matheus Cunha tried to place it and Leno saved it. So yeah, you have to try what you have to try to get what you need to get, but it is what it is. Started with Leny Yoro, Matheus Cunha and Luke Shaw, and then we have Patrick Dogo on the left wing back, Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro midfield pair, and also we had Ahmad, and then we also have Mr. Mount and Mbeumo as the 10s, and then Matheus Cunha as a striker, and they are fluid like that, they move around and all that to try to create confusion. But overall team performance was a bit languid. One would think, maybe as I'm talking to you, one would think that maybe that's the reason why the game kind of didn't go the way it went, because I felt, maybe the team was languid. But it's not that the team was languid, it's just that the team didn't put up a good performance to kind of show, as in to carry on that momentum from the first game. And Rúben Amorim kept talking about it. We need to keep the levels up. We need to keep the same energy, same performance and stuff. But it wasn't to be. And then obviously in the first half, he only showed that we had something to offer. But in the second half, we didn't show any grit, anything unique from what happened last season. And everybody started worrying about, maybe there could be a chance that, we're having pretty much the same thing from what happened last season and all of that. So, obviously, like I said, Matheus Cunha came close, while Man United had a bright start, bringing down Bryan's long ball and forcing a superb save on Leno, out of Leno, in a one-on-one situation. But the hosts, obviously, Fulham settled down, taking advantage of United's superb work out of possession, and they kind of accessed their spare man in the midfield regularly, often progressing beyond Old Trafford, beyond Manchester United team. beyond the Manchester United team's press into the final third, and Fulham also struggled to create, clear-cut openings, but caused Bryan Mbeumo all sorts of problems from set pieces. But obviously, Bryan Mbeumo was comfortable with that, and United were handed a gilded chance to secure the first goal of the new Premier League season when Craven Cottage was penalised for hauling down Mason Mount in penalty area. VAR intervened, and Chris Kavanagh eventually awarded the United a spot kick, but Bruno Fernandes thumped his effort high and wide. Now, the truth is, that could be argued. If Man United scored, it would have also been something, would have been winning 2-1 or something by now. But that penalty could be argued because obviously people were saying it wasn't a penalty. I could say the same, that it wasn't a penalty, but if you're given that kind of opportunity to take the lead, you should take it by every means possible or by any means necessary, because the Premier League refs have obviously not been consistent, right? But obviously, a good start to the second half for Fulham, convinced Rúben Amorim to turn to his bench. Obviously, it felt like we were losing pace in the midfield, and our two midfielders were being outrun because obviously Bryan Mbeumo was switching wide a little bit, Amatu was switching wide a little bit, and then Cunha was switching wide a little bit on the left, and Dogu also was pressing high up there, so he left a gaping hole in the midfield for two midfielders to control, which is Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro, and it actually didn't work because we lacked a bit of pace, we lacked a bit of chasing down, we lacked a bit of oomph in the midfield to kind of like take control of the game. So it was hard to control the game when Fulham took control and all of that. So yeah, obviously we brought on Benjamin Sesko on for, I think we took off in that game, I think we took off Casemiro and brought on Benjamin Sesko in the 53rd minute. Obviously, Casemiro had a yellow card already, and he was already going into tackles, and he wasn't really having a good game on the day. And then Mason Mount dropped in the midfield with Bruno Fernandes. We seemed to have like a semblance of control, and then obviously, I think because Amorim just didn't want Mason Mount to overplay and get injured, so he took Mason Mount off in the 69th minute and brought on Manuel Ugarte, and took Ahmad off obviously around the same time with Casemiro and brought on Dalot. And you're thinking, okay, you brought on Dalot and you brought on Sesko, and you have Patrick Dogu on the left, you have Dalot on the right. We should be spamming crosses. But no, we're not spamming crosses, we're still trying to work it in. And that was what also made it difficult for Rasmus Højlund all the time in his Man United career. We rarely spammed crosses into the box. You brought on a player who can head the ball. You're not spamming in crosses. If you check the game, we barely had how many crosses into the box. We didn't have as many crosses into the box as possible. And then I'm starting to worry, okay, why did you bring Dalot on? Because why is Dalot not doing what Dalot is supposed to be doing as a wing back, crossing the ball into the box, right? Despite the fact that we had a draw, we had a poor game. Despite the fact that we had a draw, we had a poor start. You could see that when they brought in Raul Jimenez for Fulham, they were putting in crosses left, right, and center, swinging it in. Jimenez bring down some, playing short plays and all of that. But we just made Sesko to just run around the field for no reason whatsoever, right? So it's crazy. After the the corner kick from Bryan Mbeumo, Leny Yoro hit the ball, and obviously the set piece could be questioned because of the fact that Leny Yoro was seen to have pushed Craven Cottage before going to head that ball, and if they were to call that, then the goal will be cancelled. But Leny Yoro got the goal, and I'm like, okay, on that day the ref is working, everything, all the calls are working for you. Why don't you just take full advantage, especially for the Man United team? Because now everybody's going to start blaming everybody for the same thing, especially Man United fans. And I have not seen any Man United content, so I can't really come and tell you, oh, this is what everybody's saying, because I don't want any kind of bias whatsoever. I don't want anybody's thoughts to skew how I truly feel about the game and how I truly feel about what I saw, especially in the second half, And then next thing, we scored in the 58th minute, and it seemed like we had a semblance of joy, and then we're playing. I mean, Leny Yoro was absolutely amazing. We're going to get to player ratings and stuff until when Smith Rowe came in on the 71st minute and scored his first touch in the 73rd minute. I don't want to say it's his first touch, but I think it is his first touch because I watched the game. But firstly, yeah. Smith Rowe had just entered when he poked home a leveler from Alex Iwobi's cross, a goal that, you know, doubtless would have put a few smiles on the faces of Arsenal supporters, but it is what it is. Then he set up the contest nicely as we entered the final quarter with Silver's side, Marco Silva, that's with Fulham, appearing most likely to score a second, and there was no third goal, although a draw was probably just what was needed. And obviously, it's a tough pill to swallow. It took me some time to actually accept this draw because it felt like a defeat, and it felt like everybody's going to start questioning everything that happened in that game. We haven't scored a goal. Considering how Leny Yoro got that goal, we haven't scored a goal this Premier League season. We've played 2 games. Yeah, no doubt it's only 2 games, and I'm trying as much as possible not to worry. Here I was thinking Bryan was going to get a clean sheet, and then boom. That over the weekend, even today, Fabrizio Romano said that Man United are advancing in conversations with Antwerp for a new goalkeeper, because the goalkeeper conversation came on in the match. Everything they were talking about, like, oh, new goalkeeper. What do Man? In fact, I watched a match reaction where a pundit was saying that Man United needed 2 midfielders, and then the commentator asked, not the commentator, the moderator asked, okay, if Man United needs 2 midfielders, where does Bruno Fernandes fit? And everybody was like, and then the pundit was like, oh, Bruno Fernandes obviously does not fit in midfield, especially in central midfield. He's a 10, so he shouldn't be in one of the 6s. We need 2 6s, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. But for Bruno, I mean, we need him in this team, but now we have a lot of double 10s. Like, we have Mount, Bruno, Cunha and Mbeumo. That's 10. Even Ahmad as well. That's 5 10s. But when we talk of 6s, we have just 2, Manuel Ugarte and Casemiro. The remaining ones, Menu is a 10 and probably a 6 as well, and probably an 8. So what do we do? How do we move on from here? Is Man United going to go in late for a midfielder or 2? What are we going to do? That's my question. What are we going to do? What do you guys think? What should we do? But before we get there, let's go to the player ratings before we now talk about what Man United should do. Yeah. So player ratings. We're going to start with Bryan Mbeumo in net. Bryan Mbeumo had an astounding performance. He had an astounding performance. He played the entire 90 minutes. Yeah, he gets a 7.5 rating from me. He made 2 saves, but considered a goal. 2 games, 2 goals considered. And XG faced was 1.37. XG on target faced 1.37. XG goals prevented 0.37. He had 11 of 24 accurate passes, 3 of 15 accurate long balls, and expected assists of 0.03, which was as regards to that chance he created for Cunha. Then high claims, obviously 1, diving save 1, saves in the box 1, throws 4, fantasy points 2, and touches 32. He won 1 of 1 aerial duels, which is 100%. So 7.5 rating for me for Google Keeper, considering where we're coming from and what's going to happen in this final week of the transfer window. And then for Luke Shaw, okay performance, 6.5, was subbed off in 87th minute for, I think it was subbed off for Heaven and Maguire. Maguire was subbed on for Leny Yoro. 6.5 from Luke Shaw. Could do better. I expected more, but obviously he had 71 touches in the game and all of that. And then the next one will be Leny Yoro. Amazing performance, 8.0 from me. Defended really well. Got the chance that led to the goal, albeit an own goal. It was a shot that was seen as off target, but obviously Muniz deflected it into the goal. And then he had 39 of 44 accurate passes, 1 chance created. And then touches, he had 54 touches in the opposition box, 2 passes into the final third, 6 accurate long balls, 2 of 6, which is 33%, and likes tackles 1, 2 of 2, wasn't beating one-on-one and stuff, but all those short passes, they were beating him in that channel. That was the problem. The short passes beating in that channel. And when Fulham got that, Emile Smith Rowe won once, because the midfielder who was supposed to follow the runner, and that midfielder apparently, surprisingly, was Bruno, they beat Yoro behind Yoro, but the midfielder is supposed to track the run as well to complete everything, but it is what it is. The next one is Ahmad. Shocking performance today. Was subbed off. He was the most accurate passer. He had 100% of his pass. He played 45 minutes. I think he played most accurate passer in the game. Played 52 minutes. 20 of 20 accurate passes, which is 100. 1 of 2 shots on target, which is 50%, and total touches was 37. So only the first half he played and stuff. So which is good. Now the question will now be, where does he fit now? What are we going to do with Ahmad in this? Because obviously, if Nusra Mazraoui comes back, then questions will rise with regards to Ahmad's position, because that pushes Ahmad into one of the options of the 10s. And does that mean we're going to sub Bryan Mbeumo at some point? It is what it is. And then the next one will be Patrick Dogu. Played the whole 90 minutes. I think he struggled in this game. 55 touches in total, 3 touches in the position box. So I give him a 6.5. Could have done better. So Ahmad is a 7.0. Could have also done better as well. Patrick Dogu 6.5. He's a good crosser, but barely got any crosses into the box. Ahmad, same thing. Obviously, there's nobody we're crossing to when Ahmad was on. And then, yeah, it was hard for him, because I expected that we would spam crosses into Sergio, seeing as he's good in the air, but we didn't. Then for the next one, Bruno Fernandes, he gets a 7.5 performance, albeit he missed the penalty. He completed the most dribbles, 2 in the match. I mean, nobody dribbled more than 2 times, right? So that means that we struggled a lot. Total shots was 2. Chances created 1, missed penalty as well. He also missed a penalty. Big chances missed was 1. I think that was that pen. 73 touches in the game, 2 touches in the position box, 11 passes into the final third, and the likes. Should have done better in defending as well as attacking. Albeit I said in my match preview that he would be good in the defending phase, but now he seems to be coming short, and I don't know, he seems to be proving most of the fans who have called for his head right. So I don't know. Bruno is a good player. Bruno is the heartbeat of this Man United team, but he seems like the heartbeat is not beating well. But it is what it is. We have to just kind of back this team. The next game we have is against a difficult team, Burnley, who play really well under the new manager and all of that. Burnley play really well under this former West Ham player, Scott Parker. So we need to kind of, take over that game, and we'll play against our former player in that Burnley side. I think our former player in Hannibal Mejbri. But it is what it is. We have to deliver against Burnley, and I said that in the last game we have to deliver against Fulham, but we didn't. So next player on our list is Casemiro. Shocking performance, 6.5 rating, subbed off in the 53rd minute, got a yellow card already. Obviously, he played well against Arsenal, but this one, didn't work out. 34 touches, 1 in the opposition box, 5 passes in the final third, 2 of 6 accurate long balls, which is 33%, and then tackles 1, 2 of 2, 100%. The defensive contributions was 4, recoveries 3, interceptions 1, blocks 1. He was the mainstay of the midfield, but didn't do much per se, and that kind of took away the momentum of the game. And then the next one is Mason Mount. Started from the beginning of the game, was subbed off in 69th minute. He got a 7.5 performance rating. We noticed the difference because obviously he had an impact on the game, but only had 29 touches. But was pressing really high, and it seems like the tempo of the game dropped off when Mason Mount was subbed off. Was fouled twice, committed 2 fouls. Defensive contributions 2, recoveries 1, but he seems like he went missing in the game. Ground duels 4-6, 67%, and aerial duels 1 of 2, 50%. So that's kind of like the only stat that you can talk about. 17 of 22 accurate passes, which is 77%. So he could have done better. 7.5 performance, okay performance from me. Based on what I watched, but it seems like our momentum dropped when we took off Mount. Next person on our list is Bryan Mbeumo. Bryan Mbeumo also struggled a little bit in this game. Was outpaced a couple of times, played the full 90 minutes. He had the least touches, 32, of any outfield player to play 90 minutes in this game. He had the least touches of all outfield players. 13 of 15 accurate passes, which is 87%. We need to kind of now learn how to play with Bryan Mbeumo again, because it seems like he's our outlet, but he always seems to be outpaced most of the times. So we need to think about a better way to play with Bryan Mbeumo. And then Bryan Mbeumo gets a 6.5 performance from me. And then Matheus Cunha, 7.0. Good performance as well. He hit the woodwork 1, and then he had 3 total shots. 1 of them was saved. 3 total shots, hit the woodwork, 1 chance created. I think 1 shot on target, and then 1 off target, and all of that. Then he had shot on target 1 of 3, and that was the one that was saved by Bertolano. Big chances missed 1, hit the woodwork once. Had 43 touches in the game, 2 touches in the position box. We barely had touches. All players barely had touches. Tackles were 1 of 100%. Ground duels 1, 3 of 6, 50%. Aerial duels 1, none. He went into 4 aerial duels, 1 none, and all of that. Was fouled twice, committed 1 foul, and all of that. So when you start calling out stats like this, it becomes really tough to really say who did well and all that. Then the entire team rating, we're going to give the entire team rating a 6.5 performance overall. We didn't do well. We are being run through in the midfield. Our midfield 2 wasn't working. And then Rúben Amorim as well. We're going to give Rúben Amorim 6.5 performance as well too. Could have done better. Everybody was the whole team didn't really do well. Then we're going to go with the subs. Diogo Dalot came in the 52nd minute, like I said, didn't spam crosses, and he gets a 5.5 performance from me. Didn't put in crosses, didn't make any impact in the game as I expected. Benjamin Šeško, 6.5 performance, didn't really do well. He struggled with the game because of the way the game is situated. Played 38 minutes. And had a total of 16 touches in the game, and you could tell touches in the position box 1, passing final third 1, dispossessed once, and he had 1 recovery as well. So it was really tough for him. And then another player you can report about is Manuel Ugarte, and I think his stock keeps going down a little bit. One after another, he keeps going down. The guy seems to have lost confidence, and Man Utd fans are not helping as well. I'm not blaming the fans, but I'm just going to say it. Man Utd fans are not helping as well in their criticism of Manuel Ugarte, and the reporters also say it as well. They say, Manuel Ugarte is not good technically and all of that, but we all were excited when we were about to sign him last season, and we watched him against in one of the Copa America or the Southern American qualification games for Uruguay, and we said, Ugarte is so good. He plays center back, he plays midfield, he's so energetic, he's so strong. And then all of a sudden, one season done, and then we're all criticizing him. He's so bad on the ball, he's so this. Why are we changing? Let's back the player. But it is what it is. Tackles 1, 2 of 3, 67%, which was what was expected. Clearances 2, headed clearances 1, ground duels 1, 3 of 4, 75%, aerial duels 1 of 100%, and that's actually good for a start. So he gets 6.5 performance. He slightly edges other players that were subbed on, and maybe a little bit more, but it is what it is. He did well. Came in at the 69th minute. 87th minute, I don't think there's anything to report. Harry Maguire, 87 minutes, nothing to report. Byron, the 1 chance he got, and Eddie Heaven also got a header in the game. So, what do you guys think? Because even if you looked at the bench, who else could you have brought on to make a change in this game? Would it be Tyler Ferguson? No, because he's in defense, and obviously, Matheus Cunha did really well. Would it be Kobe Menu? Maybe to come and instill some control, but maybe the midfield also lack pace, and taking off Casemiro and bringing in Menu still, it will put Menu right in the deep. So it would be better for Menu to have started. And then Joshua Zirkzee, maybe something would have happened in that 10th position, but he's still being, kept on the bench and stuff. So we need something. We're lacking something. What do you guys think? Should Man United go for 2 midfielders or 1 midfielder? And I think Rúben Amorim is trying to show the owners what we're lacking in the midfield athleticism. So should Man United go for a midfielder this transfer window? Would it spark the transfer rumors or increase our chances of trying to sign another player? Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section about these things, because I feel some way about the game. If the game felt like a loss, we didn't score a goal. We definitely didn't score a goal because it was an own goal from Muniz and all of that. And yeah, we haven't scored a goal yet, and it's 2 games gone. And other teams have already started scoring. Even Everton won today, 2 goals after they lost in the first game. And then obviously Brighton lost after their draw against Fulham. So yeah, we're struggling. And then someone shared with me the league position, and obviously the league position is we are back where we started. Goal difference of -1 and 1 point. 1 point, yes, 1 point from 2 games. And it'll be worse considering what Newcastle will play against Liverpool tomorrow. After 2 games, 1 point, 1 goal scored, 2 goals conceded, and we're 16th. But I'll say, it's only the beginning of the season. There's more to come. We're going to eventually climb up the table, but we need to climb up the table and rack up points fast. So let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section about all of this. I know what's going to happen. Everybody's going to blame Bruno. Everybody's going to start questioning Šeško. Everybody's going to start talking about different things. So let's see how things pan out and how Manchester United will eventually play in the next game against Burnley. So let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you haven't already, please do like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't have to miss anything as it relates to Manchester United. I'll see you on the next one. The next thing you're going to see is the 5 things or 5 takeaways that will 5 takeaways from the Fulham game. So let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, goodbye, and God bless.